Peace up. A-Town down. Yeah.
Welcome to the Chris and Lou Show.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Lou.
And today we're going to be making Granny's lasagna.
Chris, are you forgetting to do something?
Oh my gosh, you're so right. I forgot to put up my hair. Voila!
Oh my god!
Lou, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh my god, you're so right. I need to wash my hands.
You got that head on overload. Got yourself.
For ingredients, you'll need 15 ounces of ricotta cheese, 1 egg, 1 package of lasagna noodles, and 2 to 4 cups of cheese.
You'll also need 1 pound of ground beef, 2 tablespoons of parsley, a large onion, and ours is extra large, so we'll be cutting it in half, and 1 container of spaghetti sauce. So just now I cut the onion in half, and I am slicing and dicing the onion. I am going to be doing smaller chunks because we prefer that. If you prefer larger chunks for more taste of onion, then you can do that as well. It's just your preference.
Okay, so here I filled up this pot 3/4 of the way. Now I'm going to be taking some olive oil and just putting a splash in, and that is to prevent the noodles from sticking together. Alright, so before we put the onions and beef, we're going to be spraying our pan with some Pam.
Since we don't really like onions on things, we're going to only put in half of the onion that we just chopped.
And now we're going to add our ground beef.
And to mash the onions and the beef together, we're going to be using this spatula.
Since we just touched meat, we're going to be washing our hands.
So what I'm doing right now is putting away the other half of the onions that we didn't use, because as a good cook, you should always keep, clean up as you go along so you don't have as much of a mess when you're finished.
Now we're going to be adding our noodles. So I'm going to be laying them in like this, sort of like a clock, just so they're spread out and they don't stick together.
So as you can see right now, the meat is starting to turn brown, and I'm just kind of mashing it to make sure that all of the red is getting cooked, because you definitely do not want to have undercooked beef. That would be really bad. So you want to make sure that there is absolutely no pink when you take the meat off to start layering it later.
Hello guys, Lou here. So now I'm just stirring up the lasagna noodles just to make sure that nothing is sticking together. I'm going to do this just, every once in a while to make sure everything stays separated. And then we got Chris over here putting in that work.
Yeah,
This beautiful meat.
almost all brown, still a little pink, so still got a little ways to go. So because there isn't a lot of oil in this meat, we're not going to drain it, but this is what good cooked meat should look like, all brown, no pink. And we're just going to set it to the side so that it can cool down before we go ahead and layer it.
To know if your noodles are ready, just take a fork and you want to bring up a noodle up to the side of the pan and just try to cut it in, try to cut it in half, and if it can cut easily, that means that your noodles are ready to go. And now we just need to drain it. Alright, to drain your noodles, just grab some oven mitts, and now you want to cover your pan and just leave a little, almost like a slit, just so it's enough for the water to come out. Bring it over to the sink and make sure you move your face away. Just pour it right out.
So right now I'm going to be making the ricotta, parsley, and egg mixture that goes along with the meat and noodles. So you're going to put a whole bucket of the ricotta cheese in here. Just make sure that worked out pretty well, so don't need to scoop that out. And now we need 2 tablespoons of parsley. So obviously right here I have a tablespoon measuring 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons. And now we move on to the egg. So you're just gonna, crack that on the side and let the egg out, and make sure you put that in the trash right away, and then go and wash your hands. So I just washed my hands after handling the egg, and whenever you make this mixture, you want to make sure that you cut up the yolk so that it's not all clumped up in one space, and then just kind of mix it all together. And once again, this is going to be one of the layers along with the meat and noodles. Want to make sure you scrape the edges so that you get all the ingredients together.
Body aching out from head to toe.
So the noodles are still a little hot, and we're just going to be putting some cold water over them so we can be able to handle them over to the layering station. So just open up some water, make sure it's cold, grab your pan and fill it just enough so it's covering almost all of them. That should be good. Turn off your water and just wait for that to cool.
So right now I'm going to heat the oven to 375 while we're layering so that it's, getting ready, warming up. And right now I'm going to spray some Pam into this pan here. I'm doing this just because I don't want the lasagna to stick to the bottom. And also what will help with sticking is the sauce. So we're just gonna kind of put like a little thin layer, don't want to put too much, a little thin layer along the bottom. And if you're not sure if that's like too much, just kind of like spread it around, because you don't want too much on the bottom.
Okay, so now, as you can see, we already drained our noodles, and now we have this little assembly line set up. So we have noodles, our ricotta mixture, our sauce, the meat, and some mozzarella cheese. All right, so now we're going to be taking our lasagna noodles and setting them across the sauce right here. We're going to be doing 3 a layer. And just make sure you have your hands washed for this part. Ooh, some of them are a little stubborn, but alright. Alright, so now we have our noodles. Now we're going to be taking our ricotta mixture. Just, plopping it all over, and then you can spread it out with your spoon. That should be good. Just spread it along with your spoon. Oops. Yeah, try to spread it one way so your noodles don't go everywhere. And if you need a little bit more, don't hesitate to get another spoonful of that beautiful, yummy filling. And just all along the edge. Alright. That should be good. Alright. Now we're going to be taking our sauce and adding a layer of that. Honestly, it might just be easier if you just pour it directly from the jar. Just roll over. And then you can do the same thing with your spoon and spread that all out. It's a nice thin layer of sauce. This looks so good, oh my god. Alright, now we're going to be taking our meat that's been sitting for a bit just to cool down. Just give it a nice stir. Alright, So now we're going to start with our layer of meat. You don't need to go crazy on the first layer, just, you know, get everything started. Sprinkle it all over the layer. Just spread it out. A little bit more on this side. Alright. Should be good for the first layer. And now, last but not least, we're just going to be adding a layer of mozzarella. I personally love the cheese, so I'm going to go a little crazy. Just, you know, sprinkle that all over. There you go. And now on to the next layer.
Thanks, Lou, for that awesome job on the first layer. Now we're moving on to the second layer. So just like Lou did, we're gonna start off with noodles. Just layering them right above the mozzarella layer. And as you can see, we're doing 3 noodles per layer. Next, we are adding in the ricotta mixture. And as Lou did so beautifully, we just kind of plop it down there. And then we will spread it around. So we're going to put our finished lasagna into the oven to bake for 30 minutes at 375 degrees like we mentioned earlier. So now I'm just gonna put the time at 30. And while it's cooking, we are going to be cleaning up the mess that we created while we were cooking.
Okay.
As you can see, our lasagna is boiling. It's also golden brown, and that's how you tell that it's done. So we're gonna go ahead and take it out of the oven and set it right here. And we're gonna let it sit for 5 minutes.
Today, our esteemed judges are Krista and Lou Jane.
Hello, hi. Cheers. Bon appetit.
Alright, let's dig in.
Let's do this. Looks so good.
Beautiful layers. Oh my god, look at the cheese.
Okay, we're gonna scoop it up. Uh-oh. It's falling.
Oh wow, that is so good. Wow.
That's actually,
That filling is phenomenal.
I'm so proud of these girls.
No,
Their first time
they've
making
come such a
lasagna
long way.
together. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
This is good.
10 out of 10. You guys win the competition.
We'll see you guys in the next episode of Chris and Lou.
Bye.
Bye. I was like,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Okay.
voila.
Oh. For ingredients, you'll need 15 ounces of ricotta cheese, 1 egg, 1 package of adding some oil so it can make the water a little bit slipperier and